My name is Mark Anglin, and I was hired here in 1997 as an animal science agricultural business instructor with the primary duties of the dairy science program and the dairy science judging teams and everything that went along with that particular program. After 7 years in the teaching realm, I entered into management as the Division Dean of Agriculture, and at that time it was actually the Division Dean of Agricultural Sciences and Technical Education. And I was in that role along with being also the Career Technical Education Director for 11 years. 18 years total, and that was after a 20-year career as a high school agriculture instructor. I taught 3 years at Hillmar High School, which was my alma mater, and then moved to Atwater, and I taught there for 17 years prior to coming to Modesto Junior College. And I had been familiar with Modesto Junior College since high school, since I went to Hillmar High School. And so we came to MJC for a lot of activities, purchased project animals from Mr. Leal in the swine department, and as a high school agriculture instructor, I became familiar with all of the instructors here at MJC. I knew many of them. Some of them I had actually taught with at the high school level before they came to MJC. And of all the schools that I had an interest in moving out of the high school ranks to move forward was Modesto Junior College. And so when that opportunity arose and I was fortunate enough to be the successful candidate, I was happy to move up to Modesto for the remainder of my career. Fellow teachers at the high school level were always getting on to me saying that maybe I was too hard, but I always felt that students will work to your expectation, which I learned to be very true. And in coming to the college, I was able to really utilize a lot of the materials that I'd already been using because I found that it was already also in the curriculum here at Modesto Junior College. It was also very nice being able to teach laboratories along with the lecture courses because fortunately I had quite a bit of experience in the animal science area, and teaching by hands-on is so good for these students, and I was able to utilize that pedagogy at here at MJC to a higher level than I was at the high school level. As an agricultural instructor, I always felt it was my responsibility to get the most I could out of every student in my classroom. I always have high expectation of my students. I have learned throughout my career that students will rise to the level that you expect them to. And by challenging them at a high level, then those students will achieve far more than perhaps even they thought they could. It's very gratifying to now, after 45 years almost of starting my career in 1977, to run into students of mine that are extremely successful in the workplace, is successful in business, successful in farming ventures, and successful in general. It's hard to imagine, and I really feel old when I say this, but I have my first class of students that I taught are now in their 60s. And that really makes me feel old, but I have to remember that when I started teaching, I was only 5 years older than they were. It is very, again, gratifying and rewarding to see the successes of those that perhaps I played a small part in that success by giving them a good start in their agricultural classes. As an instructor, I generally tried to do my very best, whether it was in the classroom or the extracurricular activities that we were always involved with. As a division dean, I always felt that it was my job to make the job of my instructors easier by supplying them with all they needed in order for them to do the job they needed to do in the classroom. and I did my best to make that happen. Of course, there is a lot of challenging times and interesting challenges that you have to undertake almost on a daily basis. There were many days that I would come to work in the morning with my schedule completely laid out with exactly what I wanted to accomplish that day. And at 6 o'clock in the evening, when I was ready to go home, I would realize that I haven't even started what I had come in to do. And that happened quite regularly. Whatever it was, there was always something, both challenging and interesting, that had to be done. And I think that's what made the job so good, is that you never knew what to expect. It was never something that you would take for granted, that you could squeeze in a moment of time that you wanted to get something done, because you knew there was always going to be something happening. Regarding fun things, I think the most fun that I had every year dealt with two particular activities of our agricultural department here at MJC. And the first one was the annual FFA Field Day. During the annual FFA Field Day, which was generally held sometime in April each year, sometimes in March, but we would have as many as 2,000 high school students on this campus. And what an opportunity for recruitment, and an opportunity to let those students know what we had to offer here at Modesto Junior College. And with every single department in our program, with students, usually as many as 300 MJC students assisting with putting on this particular activity, we had that great opportunity to impress the high school students, to impress the instructors, and to show them why it would be a good opportunity for them to come to Modesto Junior College and pursue their higher education in agriculture. The next thing that I've had tremendous fun was our end of the year last breakfast. And the last breakfast, our agricultural staff would serve breakfast to our students. And after that breakfast, we would then award scholarships to the students that were active in our program. As much as $100,000 would be given to as many as 100 students in that morning activity. And to have them come forward and to be recognized for their hard work and be able to assist them in their further education was a tremendous reward for me. Another thing about the Modesto Junior College agricultural program that people may not know, that this program has been around almost since the inception of the college. We are getting very close to our 100th year of being in existence here at Modesto Junior College, and we're only a couple of years behind that in the agricultural department. And over the years, this agricultural department has been known for the quality of instruction and the diversity of the program. This agricultural department offers more agricultural majors than any other community college in the state of California, including majors such as dairy science. There's no other community college in the entire western United States. Poultry science, same thing. And with every single major area of agriculture, we have majors that are offered in those programs. And the diversity of this program, the quality of this program is unsurpassed. Another tremendous aspect of this agricultural department is the community support, and especially the agricultural community support that this college has garnered over the years. And the community, we have community members that serve on our individual program advisory committees. We have individuals that serve on our overall agricultural advisory committee. And these people give us tremendous amounts of bring experience and knowledge to the table that help us in directing our agricultural program to make sure we're staying on track, make sure that we are meeting the needs of the community and the agricultural industry in our area. For anyone that may be considering teaching at the community college level, I would highly recommend you to consider Modesto Junior College as your primary choice. The opportunities here are limitless, and you can be part of a winning team. As far as students that are planning to move on in agriculture as their higher education career aspirations, I would highly encourage you to come to Modesto Junior College. Even if you have an opportunity to attend a four-year college initially out of high school, the experience and quality of education that you can get at Modesto Junior College may even surpass the first 2 years of what you can get at any college or university throughout the nation.